show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man never thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to Crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a great show for you guys today. We have Phil Falcone coming on, and then we have Grammy-winning singer Alia from Russia. It's going to be a great show, but before we do that, we're going to say hello to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Ron Russell.
You say fashion, right? We never discuss fashion.
Oh, well, it's just we always have. Yeah, once in a while we do.
It's like misleading because we really don't, we don't discuss fashion. Who could discuss fashion today? There is no such thing as fashion. Everybody looks like homeless people with ripped clothes, slobbed. Everybody looks like shit today. There's no more glamour or beauty. No more Cary Grants or Marilyn or Grace Kellys. They're gone with the wind. Anyway,
so you guys, number one, I want to thank everybody for tuning into last week's show. Because we were out of town, we didn't put it up until Sunday, and we already got a million plays already in 2 days. So thanks everybody for tuning into it. That just was abnormal because we left to go to Nevada to shoot Clown Motel 3 Ways to Hell.
And Astro hasn't stopped kissing and hugging me since I got home. He missed me so much. But I miss him more than he missed me.
That's all he
Look
talks
at how
about.
loving he is. That's all he does. He follows me, hugs me, and kisses me. Because he said, Daddy, don't you ever go away and leave me again for 2 days alone. Right?
2? We were gone for 5.
5 days.
Anyway, you guys, we had a blast in Nevada at the Clown Motel.
Okay, enough kisses.
It was a lot of fun. Joe Kelly's film. This one's going to definitely be the best of the 3. And
it was a great experience.
We met some wonderful people. Tell everybody a little bit.
That Clown Motel is the filthiest, most dilapidated dump I have ever stayed in. I checked that mattress for crabs, syphilis, gonorrhea, and for bed bugs because that's what that room looked like. I think it's a trick palace. You rent it by the hour. Anyway, it is really the most disgusting place to stay. And we had to stay there for a couple of days. The mattress was so lumpy that I kept rolling off of it because I was on a mountain, a hill. Anyway, that's what happens when you go on location and on a low-budget film. But the film is going to be a good one because we had fun with Astro. See what I mean? He won't stop making out with me. I mean, really, Astro. Daddy's here. I'm not going anywhere.
Sit down, Astro. Come on, we're in the
middle
of our show.
The film is going to be a good one. I just hope they don't screw it up in the second half. I really took over the first half of the film. It's mostly about my character, General Milan, and his men, which is really good. Excellent. Now we'll see what happens as the film progresses because we're not there. They're still shooting it. We did our part and we came home.
They're shooting
a 6-hour drive into Nevada was a nightmare. I said to Jimmy, no more. From now on, I fly to Las Vegas, rent a car in Vegas, and then drive the hour or 2 hours to the set.
No, it's 3. It's 3.5 hours.
That movie. The next movie coming up is House. With Death House, right? And Death House is also going to be shot in Nevada. But I intend to fly to Vegas, take a car from Vegas to the set, and stay at a hotel in Vegas. What is with this dog? I love you. Yes, I miss you. Yes, Daddy's home. I'm not going to leave you. I promise. I'll take you everywhere I go. Because I hate going away without you, that I miss you so much. Now go to Daddy, Jimmy.
Actually, want to
kiss
say
the
hi.
lady.
So the chat room.
Go
Hey,
kiss-
Don.
go
Don
kiss-
Hinton is in the chat room. Stefan's in the chat room. Lady Lake is in the chat room. The chat room is starting to fill up. It's going to be a fun show today. We had a really good time, though. Even though it was a dumpy hotel, it was so funny. When they were shooting one of the scenes, they rented 20 of the rooms in the hotel, so there were still other rooms. And there was this guy with his girlfriend. He was probably like 50 and she was like 25, and they were like, I think, making porn videos or something, because he was dressed up like a clown, and he would like bang on the door and open up the door, and all he had on was his underwear, and then the lady in the room would start screaming, and then he would go in and they would shut the door. It was hilarious.
I missed that. I never saw that.
That's because you were shooting. You guys were shooting. You know,
And they were shooting.
and they were shooting too in their little room, but it
I'm
was
sure.
very funny. We met
They
a
were
lot of nice
shooting.
people. We met Luke and Mary Kate.
Oh,
I think,
doll.
the
Two
nicest
wonderful-
people we've
you
ever
know,
met.
When you think about the people that are out there today, the weirdness, the drugs, the murder, the ugly people. Go down, yes, so go down. Good boy. When you think of what's going on in the news and you get disgusted and you say, what's with this generation, this new weird tattooed earrings, speared, crazy people? And then you meet Luke and Mary. They are parents to a son about 10 years old and a little girl who's absolutely
The son's a
beautiful.
junior in high school.
Mary, well, I don't know how old kids are. Mary homeschooled her children. They are the most respectful, adorable little kids. Mary is delightful, and Luke is a gentleman. All he kept saying was, Ron, do you want me to get you a chair? Ron, you want water? I mean, he couldn't have been nicer as a grandson or a son. I flipped over them and I fell in friendship with them. And we will have them in our lives as friends. Lovely, lovely, decent, clean-cut people. And she's all tattooed. So that goes to show you that tattoos do not represent bad people.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
But we had a really good time with them and with everybody on the set.
Everybody
one of the
was,
days was 16 hours long, which is a long day.
no, it was longer than that.
No one.
I got up at 8 o'clock. I went to sleep at 11:30.
I know, but all that wasn't working. So
I worked until 10 something. I was exhausted,
Okay,
Jimmy.
but-
Don't make it less than what it was.
I'm not, but that's only 14 hours. If you would have
Well,
worked,
whatever it
18
is, 14 hours.
It was.
It seemed like an eternity because, I had to do the shots over and over again because they want an over the shoulder, they want a left, they want a right, they want a long shot, they want a close up. So you have to do that one stupid scene, a 30, you've made movies, you know what it's all about. And it's exhausting because at one point we had to walk back and forth. Okay, let's shoot it again. Walk back and forth. Let's do it again. And I have bad
You got to
knees.
remember too. It's also in the desert, you guys. It's 100 degrees.
And I'm in a wool jacket, which is, I'm in a general's jacket, a military uniform with the tie. I mean, who the hell wears a tie in the desert? Anyway, it was stressful. It was hot, but I enjoyed every minute of it because I was working. And, I haven't been working in 2 years because of COVID and then because of the strike. So now I'm happy to say that all my movies will be popping up. Excuse me. I still have Desert Dust. I'll be in O Negative, where I play a father, a vampire who raises his daughter. It's a wonderful script. I love it to death. And I'll be in Death House playing a very famous movie star's father. So that's a good script. I have all good scripts coming up and very good movies, $30 million movies. There's a possibility we're going to Portugal and Germany to shoot one with Mark Wahlberg. And who's the woman again? What's her name?
We can't talk
We
about it.
can't talk about it. Anyway, it's a major, $45-50 million movie. So they will give us accommodations that are decent, proper hotels and food and hair and makeup. This movie, we had to do our own hair, our own makeup, dress ourselves. So we didn't have a makeup man, a dresser, or a hairstylist.
They only had a makeup person to make up all the clowns.
I don't remember that. Anyway,
Well, there was like all the
I don't
clowns.
remember that.
Okay, well, that's because you weren't in the room because you were working while they were making up all the
I
clowns.
don't remember that.
Okay, well, what do you want me to tell you? It happened. I was
Just
there.
don't mention that. I don't remember.
Okay. No, not that makeup person. No, they had real makeup. They had about two ladies. Those two nice ladies were there. And I'm not
So how come I didn't have makeup?
because they were only there for clown makeup. They did all the clown makeup, all the clowns,
Oh.
all the kid clowns before that
I got
person
news
was
for you.
there.
They shot it in that wonderful camera that I love, which is better than
They
a
used a Black Magic something
yeah, it's better than a what do you call it?
red.
A red cameras I used to love years ago. Now there's one even better, and it really shows you as close to as what you look like in person.
We had anyway. The whole thing was great. The only thing that
The
sucked was
DP was great. I worked with him. I loved him.
yeah, the
Our
DP was
DP
great.
was the best. Joe Kelly has turned into the best director. He has learned so much. Joe is with you every step of the way. He's right there next to you, telling you what to do. And if you want to change a word or a sentence in the script, you discuss it with him. And if he likes it, he said, yes, go ahead. And I changed a lot of stuff because I played my character. I had a choice of playing my character as a very, very sophisticated, quiet, waspy general, which wouldn't have made any sense, or as a tough guy that I always play. You know, I always play tough. So I played it so tough that, what's his name? Oh, shit.
Dave Bailey.
Dave Bailey came over to me and he said, you're playing General Milan as some badass general. I said, yeah. I said, and wait till you see my big scene that I can't wait to shoot. And I played it really, really evil and tough because I wanted the audience to hate me. That's what an actor does. An actor gets you out there to feel. And I think when you see my character, you're going to be very happy with what happens in the movie.
We had a blast. The only, like I said, the only thing that was terrible was the drive. It was a really long 6.5 to 7 hour drive, and it was just a terrible drive.
All desert.
It's all desert. There's like
I'm so
every
sick of
every
sand.
150 miles you saw a gas station, and that was it. You didn't see anything. There was like no civilization at all.
And I have half the desert still in my throat. I suffer from desert dust, which a lot of celebrities do in Las Vegas when they perform. They're terrified of desert dust because it's microscopic. It's soft. You don't see it. It's little. It's invisible. And as you breathe, you collect it and you collect it, you collect it, and then you wind up with the voice that you have to constantly do. You have to clear your voice because the sand is in there.
So we want to welcome B. Claudia joined us in the chat room, and so did Don Hinton. And they said that everybody loves all the pictures that we put up on Facebook.
Oh, good.
for
I'm
the shoot.
glad.
So it's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. They're shooting for another two weeks or something. So it'll come out next summer, and they're going to do a screening in Las Vegas and a screening in LA. So it's going to be fun.
And then we're going to go on to all the movies that are starting to get financed. I'm happy to say that the economy is maybe making a recovery in the movie business, at least in the movie business. Mostly Canadian money, so it's not really America that's recuperating. It's Canada that is starting to invest in us because the deals we offer them are better than the deals they get in Canada from the Canadians.
Okay, so let's just tell everybody, get this little ad out of the way. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Please make sure to check it out. If you want to listen to us on audio, listen to us on either Red Circle or Apple Podcasts or iTunes. But Red Circle is actually the best one. We're on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Prime. We're also on about 150 more platforms, but they're like ones that people aren't familiar with.
We're all
Those are the
over.
mainstream ones. That's right. We're all over the place.
We're like some kind of fungus. We're all over.
Yes, absolutely. So, chat room, thanks for showing up. I'm glad everybody liked it. Again, Climb Hotel 3 is going to be a lot of fun. And now we're going to bring on our first guest.
Good.
So let's bring him in, Juan. Hey, Phil, how you doing?
How you doing? Nice to see you again. Nice to meet you, Ron. Congratulations.
Well, you're another wop from Brooklyn like me.
There you go.
How you doing? How you doing? Forget about it. What are you doing over there?
Oh,
Don't you
yeah.
talk like this anymore? You know, now
Oh,
we
no.
all got fancy. We all got fancy.
That's it. We leave that in the old neighborhood, huh?
He never leaves.
I
it.
love Brooklyn. You know, I have friends there, and I go there and I eat the best food. Oh my God, the Italian food is so fabulous in Mill Basin and Bensonhurst and
Yeah.
all over that area. I love my buddies.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of them are still alive. They're all up there. You know, they're in their 80s, like me, and they're old-time Brooklyn guys. You know,
Yep.
nice guys.
They're definitely still there. All my
Yep,
buddies.
they are. I called them gingerellas.
So let me do a proper introduction. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star
So
Show.
look at you. You're a good-looking
Why?
Italian. I got to tell him, he's a good, handsome Italian. Why are all the Italian men handsome?
Hey, let me call my wife in here. Tell Lee, they're calling me handsome.
Not really. I'm Italian, 100%.
Cool.
Why? Yeah, 100%. There's nothing in our family. We're 100. We go back Italian to the Roman era.
Oh, cool.
Actually, that's so funny. Like, so your wife would probably never even come there with you. I love the way you always like take these snapshots because she doesn't like you to take pictures, and then you put them up on Facebook and Instagram. And you know, half the time they're blurry and stuff because you can't really get them because you're sneaking the pictures. I think that's the funnest thing ever, you know, that you do. And then sometimes she poses, like if she's on a red carpet or someplace, you know, then she poses with you all night.
Is she an actress?
No.
Is she Italian? Is she Italian?
Yeah. Full-blooded Italian. Yeah, same
Good,
here.
you married an Italian. Good for you. I was stupid. I married a Dutch girl, which was a big mistake because the Dutch couldn't be further from the Italians if you wanted. I mean, she called gnocchi gnocchi.
Gnocchi. She
Gnocchi
did it at-
gnocchi. And manicotti was manicotti. I kept telling her, Joanne, it's manicotti. She couldn't get it.
No, they don't do it.
I taught her how to cook Italian. It was difficult. You know, you're better off marrying your own. I believe that. I told my daughters that. I say, make sure you marry your own. Because if you marry another race or whatever,
culture,
it sucks. I mean, like your wife, she could very easily stab you or beat you up. You know,
I think many times she wants to.
But wait a minute, the wasps don't get it. The English,
I'm
Irish,
I'm a wasp.
Jimmy doesn't understand that I would stab him because I love him. You know, that's Italian. Italian, we beat the shit out of each other, and then the wife says, "Hon, what do you want for dinner?"
Yep.
And I love it.
There's a commercial actually on TV that like shows that, and Ron's like, "See, that's like Italian. That's how the Italian."
I fight with Jimmy. You know, when I fight with Jimmy, I want to beat him up. I want to punch him in the face. I really do. I get so crazy. I go like this. I'm going to give it to you one day. Such a punch in your face, you're never going to recognize yourself. And then he looks at me like I think he thinks I hate him.
No, it's all out of love.
No, you know, I don't hate him. He just got me mad.
I feel you, Ron. I feel you. I'm the same way. I tell everybody on my set, they go like this, oh my God, he's a miserable bastard. Meanwhile, I'll do anything for them. But in that moment, I don't want to do nothing but fucking kill him.
Well, I just finished playing in Nevada a general, and I could have played the general two ways, as a waspy Jimmy Stewart type, which would have put people to sleep, or as a Brooklyn wise guy. And I played him tough. Mean and tough, and it brought the whole scene alive because Italians, we have spirit. Talk about it. Come on, Paul. Phil, not Paul. Talk about it.
Oh, we definitely have spirit. I mean, everything I do, like even when I notice you talk with your hands too. That's how I am. The hands are always flailing. I'll tell you a story. Paul Sirico, I had a club in Manhattan, and my friend Jeff goes,
wait, what club? What club?
It was called the Country Club. It was a very short-lived club. It wasn't the big country club. It was a little club. And I had the Sopranos in there. And Paulie Sirico was sitting down, and my friend Jeff comes over. He goes, Paul Sirico wants to meet you. So I said, you know, and I'm talking with my hands. I said, listen, leave him alone. I don't want to bother people. I don't want to bother the guests. Let him enjoy himself. I'll go over to him later. And I'm doing all this, and my hands are going, and my head is going. And all of a sudden I said, all right, I'll come over. I'll say hi to him. I walk over. I go, how you doing, Mr. Sirico? Nice to meet you. He goes, you're full of shit. I saw you. You didn't want to come over. I'm like, no, I didn't want to bother you.
You know what? I tell this all the time. If I say to anybody here in Palm Springs where they're all a little queer, like, fuck you. Oh, they want to call the police. I say to them in Brooklyn, I greet my best friends who I love with, "Hey, fuck you! What are you doing?"
That's it. That's it.
And
That's how
it means love. So fuck you in Brooklyn means love. Out of Brooklyn, it means you hate people. So you
Yep.
got to be careful. I have to remember when I'm not in Brooklyn and when I'm in Fairyland here in Palm Springs, I have to be very genteel.
Yeah, we like moved in, and the next door neighbor, we were like outside,
I'm
and
terrified.
he immediately said, like when he was introduced to him, brought the word "fuck" up in a sentence, and immediately, and that's it. For 6 years, we haven't seen him
Never
since.
spoke to me. They are terrified of me. We live in a community with a lot of gay people, mostly couples. And if I go to the pool, they whisper, "That's the mafia guy." In the movies, I'm in the mafia, but in real life, I'm not in the mafia. I wish I wouldn't be living here. I'd be living better in Mill Basin in a gorgeous house.
Jason, there you go.
With a
No,
boat.
I get that a lot. My partners in the film, Damien and George, the DP. Sometimes I'll be talking and they get nervous, and I go, "Relax. I know my audience. I know I could read the room. I'm pretty good with that." First of all, I love everybody, so you got to really go out of your way to piss me off to the point where I have a vendetta, say, towards someone. It takes a lot for me to get angry at someone, but if you get me angry enough, it'll come out and it'll be serious. I could tell you this. I fired our PA, Scott Clausen. I fired him like 7 times in the first week on Terrifier 2. I was like, all right, get out of here. You're done. Leave.
But
And
you
he
didn't
walks to
leave.
the other
You didn't
side and he
leave.
goes, "I think Phil just
You meant
fired
it?
him." They go, "No, he didn't. Don't worry about it."
Phil.
He does that to me all the time. With like when he gets mad, he's like, "I'm moving out. I'm going to get another house. I'm going to live someplace else."
No, he's full of shit. I tell him, "I'm calling the cops. I'm having you removed from my house. I'm going to tell them that you beat me." Now, listen, if I had the clout to have people killed, half of the population of the earth would be gone. Starting with what's in Washington.
Yeah, well, anyway. So
I'd start with the presidents. I'd start up there.
wait, we gotta like make a formal introduction. I need to have it. So hey, everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. 10 minutes later, producer, director, special effects wizard, and actor Phil Falcone. Hello and welcome to the show. And now you already know Ron, but we have a chat room filling up. So say hi to the people in the chat room.
How you doing, everybody? Nice to hear from everybody. I hope we entertain you tonight.
Absolutely.
Hey, Phil, what part of Brooklyn were you from?
Bensonhurst. I come right outside of Coney Island.
Okay, I know it so well, Benson. 13th Avenue, the best food in the world, the best
There's a
cold
lot of
cuts,
places.
and the best Italian bread on 13th Avenue.
Oh God. There's so many good places.
I remember 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago. I remember going to Coney Island and going into little cabins and changing, putting on a bathing suit. And the smell of those hot dogs, my God. Oh, remember that shit? They were the best.
Well, I grew up in a little different time. I grew up in the late 60s, early 70s in Brooklyn. And I could tell you I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world.
Well, I grew up in the 40s in Brooklyn with the sailors, the Marines, all the soldiers. America was so patriotic. Everybody was one person fighting the Japs and the Nazis. It was a time when America was a unity. People were fabulous. Neighbors spoke to neighbors. People gave people car lifts or whatever. I mean, everybody just was good to each other, especially Brooklyn. I came from Red Hook. Red Hook was tough. Yeah. I mean, if you survived Red Hook, you could survive anywhere. Yeah. And as tough as those people were, and across the street was the Italian club from where I lived. I lived on Columbia Street. And right across the street was the Italian club where Gotti's father, they all were there. All the old big-time mafia, wise guys. If anybody disturbed us and we went there, that never happened again. No, really.
That's how it was.
You went in that club and spoke to the Capo di Capa and explained to him what happened. And if you were right, they straightened it out. And I love that, knowing that with my father growing up, because the Italians were sometimes very mistreated. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
There is immigrants who were mistreated. All right, enough of that bullshit. Now let you talk. Let me hear about you. Let me hear
So
about
first of
you.
all, I want to know because you must have done a whole bunch of things because basically it's only like the last.
Wait,
you know-
I got to interrupt. Jimmy has been bragging about you for the last 4 hours. So I'm really
No, I'm excited.
no,
because-
I'm really expecting some major shit from you.
Oh God, I'm going to let you down in a big way.
I hope not. I hope not.
I hope not.
I
To.
don't think so. From what he has already told me.
No, I'm excited. Normally, we bring the people. We don't always bring a lot of people that are behind the scenes. We usually bring the stars of all the movies on. So we haven't brought a lot of producers on. But because number one, you're the producer of probably the biggest horror franchise of the last 20 years. Next to the one Blair Witch Project, there's probably not an independent horror franchise, bigger than Terrifier. And it's a very cool movie. But I want to know how you got involved with all of it because of basically, according to your IMDb, you haven't really been doing this that long. It's like, and everything that you touch turned to gold.
Oh, I wish, but it's working out pretty well. My movie background starts in 2013, 2014. I was retired, and I decided I needed to do something. I had to get out of my own way. Basically, I was depressed. I was just doing nothing, and I started writing a movie about World War II. I wanted to do an action film. A friend of mine came over and he was talking to me about soldiers with PTSD. So we wrote a movie called Joe's War. And at the time, my son was going through some issues of his own with drugs. And after sitting with so many veterans and knowing what my son was going through, the story started to write itself. And then I said, it's going to be done. I'm going to write it. I'm going to direct it. I'm going to produce it. I'm going to do all this. And that's where I met Damien Leone. And Damien Leone is more horror oriented. And when I met him on Joe's War, we hit it off. He's a good kid, nice young man. And he was talking to me about this clown movie that he wanted to do. And I was like, yeah, I don't do horror. I said, I'm going to try and raise money for my action film that I want to do. I said, but give me what you're looking to do. So he told me, I said, that's it. I said, I'll do it. You teach me special effects. I had never done special effects. I had never done a movie before until Joe's War. So
Wait, before you go, so everybody, because this is a kind of like a big deal because your very first film, Joe's War, then that you directed, which nobody directs right off the bat. But it starred Armand Asante, Ed Asner, and Tom Sizemore, Michael Markowitz, who I'm not sure who that is, but I know who the other three are. I mean, those are huge names of people to put in a first film, that you're directing when you haven't directed anything. So number one, kudos to you on that. Now you can continue the story.
Thank you. Yeah, they took a big chance on me. We hit it off. All three of us hit it off. Just so you know, Armand is an amazing guy. He's every time I've asked him, because we go and show the veterans the movie sometimes, and he'll always come and say, "Phil, I got your back. I'm here." Ed and I got along great. Tom Sizemore, even though he had a lot of his own problems, was a nice guy. Treated my wife well. Couldn't say anything bad about any of the three. They were all cool dudes. It's a shame we lost two of them.
Yes.
So anyway, I met Damien, and we decided we're going to do Terrifier. And he's teaching me special effects. We're building everything together. And I have a house in Staten Island that the tenant just happened to move out. It was like the stars aligned. They moved out. I said, "Oh, we got a studio now we could work in." I told my wife, because I got to rent the house. I said, "Don't rent it yet. Don't rent it yet." So we built everything inside my house in Staten Island. And I actually redid the kitchen while we're doing it. Damien don't like when I tell the story. We rebuilt this. I redid this kitchen. As soon as I finished, I'm ready to go away with my wife. I'm taking her to Florida for a couple of days. I go, Damien, don't go in that kitchen. Use the kitchen downstairs. I don't want you touching the kitchen upstairs. I put a ladder with a sign on it. Don't go in the kitchen.
She goes in the kitchen.
No,
Damien went in the fucking kitchen, caught fire. The whole kitchen went up in smoke.
No.
Yeah, I'm in a diner with my wife. The night we're leaving for Florida, I took her out to eat with a couple of friends, and we're sitting there, and I get the phone call, and I'm like this, and I'm going, "Oh God, Damien, is everything all right? There's neighbors next door. Make sure they got kids. Make sure the fire's out." He's going, "Yeah, it's out. It's out." He goes, "Everything's out." I'm going, "Oh shit." And my wife goes, "What's going on?" I said, "Nothing." She goes, "Philip, what's going on?" I said, "Damien burned down the kitchen." She goes, "What?" You just finished it.
She not bullied on your wife?
Excuse me?
Is your wife Napolitan?
Oh yeah. No, she's actually half Noblidon, I think half Galabrese. I know she's Galabrese.
Oh my! I feel sorry for you.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank
I feel. My mother was the same thing. My mother was Napolitan and Calabrese, and she would shoot you as soon as look at you. She was one of the toughest broads you'd ever meet in your life.
Yeah. No, thank God. Lisa's very mellow.
My father used to run from her. She was so wild. A typical Napolitan wild.
So real quick, you guys, when he mentions Damien, so everybody knows who he's talking about Damien Leone. Is it Leone or Leone?
I call him Damien Leone.
Okay, Damien Leone. He's the writer and director of the Terrifier movies. A huge success story in the independent film industry and now the film industry, because now it's kind of like become mainstream. So okay, so was Terrifier starting? Did it start as a short, or did it start as short? So you just did the first film.
Yeah, we did the first film. He did a short. He did 3 shorts that they combined and made a movie titled All Hallows Eve. And when we did it, I wasn't playing with shorts. Damien wanted to do a feature. He was dying to do it as a feature. He wanted to bring his character to life in the way he wanted to do it. So I sat with him. We went over everything. Matter of fact, while we were doing things, he was still used to doing it with people that didn't want to do anything, like give him what he wanted. And when we were building this stuff, he goes, I said, how are we hanging this girl upside down, cutting her in half? And he goes, I'm going to get a mannequin. I said, that's going to look like shit. He goes, no, don't worry. I'll cut it fast. You won't notice nothing. I said, fuck that. I said, why don't we just mold the girl's body? And, he goes, that's a tough thing to do. He goes, it's a lot of money. I said, fuck that. Let's do it. I said, I don't want to use a mannequin. Now, we had already bought the mannequin, so we did it we used it for another scene, but we cut it because it looked like shit. No matter how many cuts you're making, that looks like shit. But,
so you learned to do the special effects, though, because your special effects are really good. So you learned on the first one then? You learned how to do it on the first one?
Oh, yeah. The first one was where I started. Me and him, shoulder to shoulder. Of course, he's the teacher. He's the instructor. He's like, all right, do this, and I'll do it. And matter of fact, one time on Terrifier 2, and now I knew, but I'm an old bastard. I keep forgetting shit. And he goes, you got to Vaseline the cement, otherwise you ruin the mold and everything. So also I'm doing it, and I'm doing it. He goes, you Vaselined it, right? And I went, oh shit. I didn't Vaseline it. I said, oh boy. So we had it pulled out apart, and he was like, fucking Phil. And I'm like, oh shit. But we went through it. Matter of fact, like one of the big scenes in the Terrifier 2, the bedroom scene, we had gotten good, and I'll pat myself on the back a little bit, Damien, here. That's for you, Damien. Damien's a great teacher. And when we were doing things, he was like, Phil, you got this. Just do it. But when we did the, I had never done an animatronic or a moving part in a movie. And this is all new to me. And he goes, I want the body on the bed to be moving. I want a head to move up. I want a mouth to open and close. I said, I don't know the fuck how to do that. So he goes, I trust you. Go ahead. So I'm walking around my base, because now Terrifier 2, we did everything in my basement. That's why I say my wife's an angel. We built everything in my basement. Matter of fact, you might get a kick out of this. My daughter's deathly afraid of clowns. So we left the severed head of the clown on a shelf. Every time she went down to the basement, she had to see him. So we desensitized her. That's
so funny, because Ron is like, Ron's foray into horror has been a lot of clowns. He's Clown Motel 2, Clown Motel 3, Clowny, and Clown Fear. So he's got 4 of them under his belt.
Awesome.
Like 5 years.
And they're so stupid. If people tell me, oh, I was so afraid. I said, afraid of what?
Yeah,
they're clowns. Fucking clowns. They're not.
I have to say, he has not seen a Terrifier movie. I'm the horror movie fanatic in the family.
I don't like horror.
And he wouldn't be able to handle it, actually, but I love it, and I think it's fantastic. And the fact that now, Art the Clown, anybody who's not lived the clown in Terrifier, everybody is called Art the Clown if you're not a horror movie fan. And I think that now they have an animatronic of him.
Oh yeah,
like
that's
animatronic and dolls and all kinds of stuff for him. So he's become an icon.
Are you related to Lorraine Falcone?
Lorraine Falcone?
Lorraine Falcone. Her mother's Mary Falcone.
There's a lot of Marie Falcones and Mary Falcones. Did they come from Brooklyn, Bensonhurst?
Bensonhurst.
Very, very possible. My family was very large, but a lot of it was second and third cousins. There were a lot of Falcones in my neighborhood.
No, but they pronounce it Falcone.
Yeah, that a lot of people pronounce it Falcone.
The Italian
Falcone.
way. The
Yeah.
Italian.
The Italian way is Falcone.
Actually, I went to
Go ahead.
University of Florida, and we had one of the guys in my fraternity was Robert Falcone, and he was from New York, but I don't know where in New York. But he was a cheerleader also.
Oh, I don't think a cheerleader came from Benson.
No, they were straight. No, he was straight. He was straight.
I don't think he would have
No,
survived.
he was straight. All cheerleaders aren't gay.
No, but no guy I know ever was a cheerleader in Bensonhurst.
Well, they would have to put on a disguise when they came back. You know, they go, "Oh, no, that wasn't me."
Forget about it. Never happened. Never happened. It was a rough town. But, you know, all my friends still love me. They don't give a shit what I am. It's me they love.
It's all about here. It's all about what's in the heart. That's all that matters.
Half of them are all sexually fucked up anyway. I mean, you know, they see a hooker and they go nuts. And their wife is like in the grocery store and they're making deals with the hooker out in the street. And when the wife comes out, she said, "Do you know her?" And he said, "No, she asked me if I knew where Flatbush was."
No, so go back. So
You know the scenes. I mean, I remember the yacht club, the Mill Basin Yacht Club. It was a friend of mine's birthday, and they hired a hooker. And the hooker was down in the yacht. Well, the guys were online waiting, I've got to tell you. So they are wild people. Bensonhurst, wild.
So he lives in New Jersey now, though.
Oh, I don't care, but he's from there. Jersey's not.
Once you were born in Brooklyn and raised in Brooklyn, you're Brooklyn. You know that never
Then
leaves.
they rented a van. They rented a van, and we all got in the van with no windows, and they took us to a restaurant in Coney Island, where the man and the woman were 100 years old. The restaurant was a dump, but the best food. We were in the back. There was a picture of Mona Lisa. They put a hole in the mouth and stuck a cigarette in it. Now, there was a refrigerator there with all the proceeds. They were robbing all the salad. I mean, these guys, they're multimillionaires, and they're lifting a head of lettuce. But we wrecked the room, and the bill was like $350 for dinner back. This is 40 years ago. We left a $350 tip.
That's cool. That's cool. Was it Gargiulo's?
They were funny. The old man used to yell at her, "Vice de puttana!" And
he said a name of a restaurant.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
And then she would yell back at him, "Malscalzone vergogna!" And they go back and forth. I love that place. In Coney Island, a dump.
Yeah, well, Gargiulo's wasn't a
Food
dump.
was the best food you ever ate.
Oh my God. Brooklyn food. Can't beat it.
Brooklyn Italian, the best.
So you did Terrifier 1. It was successful.
Mhm.
And I think it's even more successful now after Terrifier 2, because didn't Terrifier 1 go back into theaters after Terrifier 2 came out?
It did a little stint in the theaters. Terrifier 2 was more like when we did Terrifier 1, I'm more like I used to tell Dan when I read the script, I was just like, there's no story. I told Damien, I said, very little story. I said, you could have Black Leader running and say, go get popcorn, go get a soda. Art's coming back and he's going to kill somebody. Terrifier 2 has a lot of story, a lot of gore, a lot of kills, a lot of action, filmed bigger and better, in my opinion. I like both. They're both very different in style, basically. I mean, it's all retro, but I put a little more money into it to make sure that we built it bigger than we did in Terrifier. Terrifier 2, because the budget still wasn't big, we built everything in my barn upstate. I bought a farm upstate, and we built everything in the barn for the most part. We did a lot of the shooting. We built sets in the barn. The Clown Cafe, we built in 3 days. Damien wanted to push the shoot back. I said, nah, we ain't pushing nothing back. Fuck that. I said, you stay here, build the rest of the prosthetics. I'm going out there. I grabbed 2 workers with me, George and Steve Della Sala. And we went upstate and we built out this thing in 3 days with my friend Larry. And when he came up, I said, come on up. We're shooting. He comes up. He expected to say, I'm not fucking shooting. He looks at it. He goes, holy shit, you fucking did it. He goes, "You built this thing in 3 days." Yep, built it in 3 days.
No, it's
But that's
fantastic.
Italian ingenuity. You know, Italians are famous for this.
Yeah,
You know
we try. We work hard. I'm pretty good with my hands.
We're very good with our
What did you
hands.
do before? Before you retired? What did you do?
I worked on Wall Street. I was a trader in natural gas and crude oil.
Okay.
You got to be kidding.
That's a like 180-degree big time switch around.
Every hood I knew, every wise guy was on Wall Street.
Yeah, I'm not a wise guy though. I'm like you.
Respectable.
Yeah,
It's a restaurant I love next to a funeral parlor. As they killed everybody, we'd go to the funeral, and then we go next door to eat. You know the place I'm talking about, Under the L? Under the L. It was
He's not good with names.
No, I forget.
Neither am I. I'm terrible.
It was, well, you know why I'm not good with names? My father trained me as a kid. Whoever's in my house, you don't know the name. Forget it. And that's all I did. So now when I meet people, I don't remember their names because I've been trained to forget names and not mention names.
I don't have that, but I don't remember names. I'm terrible with names.
That was the Brooklyn way. You never repeated a name.
Yeah,
and I never repeat. Still today I don't.
Yeah, that's the right way. You should always forget. This way nobody
never
could ever say
repeat
you're the
it.
one. Nobody could ever point the finger and say you're the one.
I have nicknames for my friends. Every one of them that are still, around, I have nicknames for them. So when I talk about them, nobody knows who they are. But
I don't have any connections with anybody, so it doesn't matter. Matter of fact, my father was a longshoreman, right? Most people associate that with the mob. My father was not. Most people associate that with a filthy mouth, dirty mouth. I heard my father curse.
Your father was Union. And who do you think the Union was? And if your father was in trouble, he went there, they helped him out. Because my father, you had to. My father was a Union delegate for the Painters Decorator Union. So my father had all the Italians, because he spoke Italian, and he'd give speeches to elect all the big shots. So if my father ever had a problem, the Union helped him out.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just saying my father, believe it or not, my father, he was like, he didn't want any part of it. Listen, I grew up Bay 50th Street, a lot of mob. Didn't want any part of it. Didn't want us to have any part of it. Made sure we stayed away from it. Just keep your nose clean. I'm giving you my name. My name is the only thing I have. Don't ruin it. And that was it. Didn't want any part of the.
But you know what? The media and the press and the movies make them out to be the most terrible people in the world. They are not. They are the nicest people. I know the big shots, the little shots. They love their children. They love their friends. Just don't cross them. If you cross them, you're dead. But guess what? Don't they call Hillary Killery because she supposedly killed 32 people? I mean, is she not the mafia? Is Washington not the mafia killing off to try to kill Trump? I mean, come on. So, the Italian people had to fight for what they got because the Irish and the German didn't want them here. And that's why they became what they call gangsters. My friends are the most respectable, decent Americans you will find. I love every one of them.
Listen, I grew up in a neighborhood that had all different types. We were a melting pot. Like I said, I was right outside of Coney Island. Right next to us, we had buildings that we used to call the Jewish Towers. They were just abundance of Jewish people lived in this building. Then you had the Italians, we called it the Guineas, lived in this section. Then you had the blacks in Coney Island and in Marlboro Projects. And in Coney Island, you had a mix. You had a combination. You had Puerto Rican, you had black, and you had Italian. But it was predominantly Puerto Rican in Coney Island for a while. Then it changed to black. So you had Russian came in later. They came in a little later. You had the Russian came in. So you had all these things. It was really a melting pot. I mean, I could tell you, I had friends of every nationality, every culture. It was insane, and you welcome them. I mean, the Chinese started coming in later on, and you're like, holy shit. And your first reaction is, oh, this is what we fucking need now. But after you get to meet these people, you realize we're all in the same fucking boat.
That's
and
right.
everybody got along. We got along. I mean, even during the racial wars, you know, I had friends that were black, and when the racial riots would come in, you know, you didn't want to be in their neighborhood, and they would call me, Phil, stay the fuck home. And I'd call them when shit was going on. I'd say, you don't want to come by the block right now. Something happened. Everybody wants to fucking kill you. So you had to be careful. You had lines you had to stay on. And it was tough because you love these guys. I mean, you grew up. Curtis McGeady was a great friend of mine. Powell, oh my God. And you say, yeah, how could you live like that? But that was the times. And you would say, listen, don't come here right now. Please don't come here.
Well, I agree with that. I was born in 1940 in the Red Hook projects. And my first friend that I grew up with was a little black boy who lived across the hall, and his name was Sammy. And I played with Sammy, but I never knew he was black. I swear to you, I never knew it. And I never knew his parents were black. I never knew it. Isn't it amazing?
See color, you see your heart. If the person,
no, I never knew he was. My parents were very liberal. They were communists. My parents, they were socialists, and they were liberal people. Now the black people started to move into the projects, and a lot of crime started to happen. I guess I don't know why, but my sister was assaulted in the elevator, and my father went nuts. So we moved out of the projects, and they bought a house. Listen to this. On Columbia in right off the river with the Statue of Liberty, you could see it. Park, what is that called again? $3,500. He bought the house. Now it's the Lighthouse for the Blind building. It's on Pineapple Street and Columbia in Brooklyn Heights. $3,500 for that house.
Nice purchase.
All right, I gotta go.
Now it's 150,000 million.
All right, hold on. We have to get back because we don't have that much time, and I got a lot of
I
stuff
love
we got to
him.
cover. I know he's
You
great.
and I could
That's
have
okay
lunch.
because he's got enough. Terrifier's coming out in October, so we can bring him back. Terrifier 3
What is this
coming out.
Terrifier?
So-
What's it
so hang
about?
We're going to show a trailer for Terrifier 3, but in a minute. So Don in the chat room wants to know what was the hardest special effects scene that you had to do for Terrifier 2, which you can mention since the movie's out.
Okay, that's an easy one. The hardest kill, because we had to go back to the drawing board, and that happened because of COVID, because we had to take a break because of COVID. But the kill in the yellow room, the bedroom, the animatronic kill, when we were first doing it, it was a little weak, and Damien said, "I'm not happy. We can't do this. This is our kill." So I said, we really got to go, man. We're running out of time. We're spending a lot of money. We got to do this. And he goes, we got to redo it, Phil. Otherwise, we're going to fall on our faces. I said, let's do it then. And we went back to my house and we rebuilt everything. And that's when we made the mouth move and everything. I had to build a fake bed. I took the bed. I took the headboard. I took the whole mattress and everything. I built a new bed, put everything back on, drilled holes. Matter of fact, Steve Delasala, who I mention often, he's like an MVP. He was under the bed moving the arms and the legs with PVC pipes attached to the body. And I was behind the wall with the fishing wire and another piece of PVC. When Damien would call her, I'd have to tilt the head up, pull the wire so she could say "Mom." That was an
Mama, yeah, that's in the chat room. That's what she asked. Was that when they said "Mama"? I love it. So you guys, Terrifier 2. I just want to bring up that Felissa Rose and Tamara Glynn had little cameos in there.
Felissa,
because Ron's done a bunch of movies with her.
I've worked with Felissa. She's a doll.
She's a doll.
I love her.
And Tamara Glynn is a good friend of the show. Actually, she's been on many times. David Howard Thornton, you guys, plays Art the Clown. Lauren Lavera, Elliot Fulham, Chris Jericho's in it, which I'm getting ready to work with him on a movie soon.
But what's this movie about? Robots?
No, it's about a killer clown.
Yeah.
Art the Clown. That's it.
a
So
killer
now
clown.
you have Terrifier 3 coming out October 11th. I think I saw.
Yes.
In Terrifier 3, you guys, we have they upped the cast a little bit. Jason Patrick, Daniel Roebuck, along with Lauren Lavera, David Howard Thornton, Chris Jericho, Elliot Fulham. A lot of people from the other films are in it. It's coming out. I know we can't talk about what it's about, but I do have the trailer, and I want to play the trailer for everybody.
And I'm so happy I'm not in it. I draw a clown movie without me. Yeah!
Actually, this is the one you want to be in.
No more clown movies. No.
So what I want you to do, one, you get it ready, the Terrifier 3 trailer. Phil, you just announce it, like introduce it. We'll play it real quick. It's really quick, and then we'll be right back.
Okay, so here we go, people. This is Terrifier 3 trailer. It's going to be good. You're going to like it, I believe. I don't think we let anybody down. We went bigger and better.
Take it away.
He's still out there.
Who is? Who's still out there?
The demon.
Over the centuries, the legend of the cloyne was forgotten. He became the clown.
There you are.
To entertain children. If only they knew.
That shit is going to be awesome. I can't wait. I think it's terrific. I think it's so much fun, and I think there's a teaser trailer too, you guys, that just shows the little girl and the clown is Santa Claus, and then he turns around and you see that Santa Claus is Art the Clown, which is
Now,
a great one.
did he get killed in other movies?
Who, the clown?
No.
In
He kills
Terrifier 1, did you kill him off and he came back to life or something?
No.
We have some supernatural stuff going on in the films. He gets killed in Terrifier 2. I gotta say, I never saw that trailer.
Okay, I pulled it off the internet, so
yeah, that
I
looks like somebody messed with that trailer. That isn't our exact trailer, but
no, it's on a movie. It was like on a movie site. I pulled it off of like one of those movie sites too. Okay.
I haven't seen everything. I've been deep into Terrifier 3. That's a first for me.
Okay, good.
I will tell you this though, there will be a new trailer drop real soon, and I could tell you this: you will not be disappointed. This film is going to be wild. It's going to be big. We shot it anamorphic lenses, Panavision anamorphic. Lost my tongue there. Anamorphic lenses. It's wild.
What camera did you use?
An Arri. We went big. We went big this time. We brought in a special effects crew, Christian Tinsley. He worked on Passion of the Christ and a bunch of other movies. Much to my dismay, because I love doing the special effects. That's the thing I love most.
Who was your DP? Who was the DP?
It was George Stuber. He was the DP on all 3 movies. Cameraman was Rags. Be honest with you, I don't know his exact name. I'm sorry, Rags Raguso. I'm so sorry. It's terrible of me. We bring most of our people back, but this time around, we went from a 9-10 person crew on Terrifier 2 to a 45 person crew on Terrifier 3.
Yeah, but that's big because it's theatrical, and I'm sure it's getting a wide theatrical release this time.
Yes, we got I think 2,500 theaters.
Yeah, so it's going to kill it. So congratulations with that. So then you have another film that's out right now.
Yes, Stream.
So you have a film,
I helped out. We brought on a team, the Fuzz on the Lens boys. I mentioned Steve Delasala a few times. Jason Levy is an actor, and Mike Levy is an actor, director, writer, and Steve is the DP. Stream is a pretty wild movie. It's actually premiering today, and I'm running to the theaters, and as soon as we're done here, I'm hopping in my car, driving to Staten Island, and watching Stream with the boys. So anybody out there that's looking to see a pretty cool movie, go see Stream. It's limited theaters this time around. It's only going to be out 4 days, 500 theaters. But Terrifier 2 started that way. We started with 400 theaters, and because of the people going to the theater and putting their comments online, it expanded, and we ended up in 1,500 theaters by the end run. We stood in for about a month and a half in theaters. So please get out there.
Marketing is genius on Terrifier, and the marketing on Stream is also genius. I don't know Michael Levy, but we're friends on Facebook.
So
I wrote,
Phil,
Yes.
Tease us a little bit. What's a little bit about Scream? Why should I go
Scream.
see it?
Scream.
Why should I go see Scream?
Scream is an up-to-date idea. It's about streaming and people putting him. I don't want to. Well, it's out now, so
Oh,
I went
Scream.
ahead.
It's
Scream.
not Scream to
No,
yell.
Scream.
oh,
It's
it's Scream.
I have the thing from IMDb. The Keenan family's simple weekend getaway truly turns into a vacation to die for as four deranged killers playing a sadistic game lock down their hotel and compete for the most creative murders of all the guests. And then they're streaming
See,
it.
that I'll see. That sounds good.
First of all, we know
like
the people
thriller.
in it.
Thriller horror, I like.
Thriller horror. I agree with you.
Like chop 'em. I don't like chop 'em up movies.
Well, many of the people in this have been on our show. So, Danielle Harris is in it, you guys. She's been on the show. Jeffrey Combs, Dee Wallace has been on the show. Tony Todd has been on the show.
Tony's a trap.
Dave Sheridan has been on the show.
I love Dave Sheridan.
Daniel Roebuck.
I just
has been on the show.
Twice.
Mark
I
Holt has
just
been
met
on
him
the show.
recently. He's amazing.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
Dave Sheridan is one of the nicest people I've ever worked with.
I'll tell you, and my takeaway on these things, Danielle Harris pulls off an amazing job. Jeffrey Combs, who a lot of people know, was amazing here. I think it was one of the finest things I've seen him in. And Dan Roebuck, I break his balls all the time. I keep telling him how terrible he is. The first day I met him, I told him that, but I'm screwing with him. But I'll tell you what, he in Terrifier 3, and in Stream, he throws off an amazing performance in both. And it's easy for me to say. I'm a producer on them, so it's like me touting my own, blowing my own horn. But I don't blow smoke up anybody's ass. Anybody that knows me, I'm a straight.
That's his line. He says that shit all the time.
I'm telling you, it's true.
That's a Brooklyn.
Yeah,
love-
I'll tell you.
love-
You come out and you say it.
I
I'll tell
say
you
it
what,
all the time. I don't blow smoke up anybody's ass.
that's right.
I
Dan
like
Roebuck.
If I like you and I say I like you, it's for listen.
That's right.
In Brooklyn, what are we taught in Brooklyn? Do not lie.
Don't lie.
Not bullshit. If you're a bullshit phony liar, get the fuck out of here.
That's
No,
it.
we don't like that. We do
I'll
not
tell
do
you.
that. If
But
we
Dan-
like you, we like you. If we don't like you, watch out.
Well, I'll tell you what. You said you know Felissa Rose, so I'll tell you what. Ask Felissa Rose about her scene, about the outtake on her scene in Terrifier 2. I had one of the young kids. He didn't want to do it, and I forgot exactly what I told him to do to her. But she walks up, and her line is, "What's going on here?" And she walks up, and I told the kid, I said, when she comes here and says, "What's going on here?" Say, "Oh, leave us alone, you bitch." And she was shocked. She went, "Oh."
You know what? You can't do that anymore. Courtney, a friend of ours who's a photographer, came on our set. And all the sold, he's built like a brick shit house, and she's a knockout brunette with a fabulous body. And hot, very hot. When she walks, everything is moving. All the guys that played my soldiers, they were all drooling. I said, the tits are real. And she doesn't put out. So guys, forget it. You ain't getting anywhere with this one. Meanwhile, Jimmy heard me, and he said to me, "Shut your mouth. You can't talk that way on the set."
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I said to these horny guys, "Leave her alone. She doesn't put out, and her tits are real." And one of the soldiers said, "Oh, that's even better."
Now he
Her
gets
tits are
he
real."
has a tendency to get himself in trouble. Like he
Oh,
did this.
I know him well.
He was on another movie called Big Freaking Rat, and the microphone people were putting on the mic, and they were putting it down his pants, and they were on their knees, and he's like, "Oh, while you're down there, And I was like, "You can't do that shit." If it was a big set production, we would have had a problem.
But they're
Oh,
jokes.
Ron, isn't it sad that shit goes on?
Yes.
You should be able to fuck around. You should be able to goof around. And here's the bad part. The person that's going to get you in trouble probably has a worse filthy attitude or mouth in situations where it's always good for the goose. What's good for the goose is not good for the
Yes.
gander. It's amazing.
Listen,
Yes,
Jane-
you're right. You're
Jane-
right. Hang on.
Jane Russell was my best friend. Okay, I hung out with Jane Russell, and she told me a
You know
story.
Jane Russell, right?
Of course, he
Yeah,
knows
of
Jane
course.
Russell.
Okay.
And Jane told me a story when she made a movie with Clark Gable. She sings a song, "And take my apples from my tree." And Clark was off camera, and when she came by, he said, "Get over here, baby. I'll grab your apples anytime." Now, if you did that today, Clark Gable would have been thrown off the movie.
It would have been canceled.
And all he said was, "Get over here, baby. I'll grab your apples any day."
And all she had to do was turn and say "fuck off" if she didn't want to be bothered. But it's just amazing because listen. Some people take too far. You know what I'm saying? Some people go too far. I don't like that either. But in the old days where I grew up, if somebody said something wrong and I said, "I don't want to hear that shit," and they continued to say it, I'd knock them the fuck out or try.
Right.
And knock that on my own. Right. But that's what I'm saying. Somebody mouths off to me, I like to say, "Fuck off." They don't like it. I don't like it. We'll go head to head. And it was worked out right there. And guess what? Sometimes you walked away and you go, "You know what? He was all right. And I shouldn't have went there. I shouldn't have did that. He shouldn't have did this. He shouldn't have did that." Sometimes you had a mortal enemy, but sometimes you became friends from that fight. One of my best friends, I met him. He was mouthing off to me and I had a fight with him. And we turned out to be best friends. He just moved into the neighborhood, thought who the fuck he was. I showed him he wasn't. And we became friends.
Oh, I love it.
Lifelong friends. So it's a different world. I like my world
because of the woke people, those crazy wokes. They started this shit.
Oh, they love
I had on our show 2 beautiful girls, gorgeous, and I kept
big names,
and I kept telling the beautiful one, "You are so beautiful," and she was a woke, and she stopped me. She said, "I don't like that. Please don't do that." I said, "You don't like me calling you beautiful?" She said, "I am more than beautiful." I thought to myself, well, yeah, I hope you put out better. Because you should. I mean, if you're telling me you're more than beautiful, you must give head like nobody in the world. So, I really was annoyed with her.
We actually never showed the show. Our audience hated it.
In 1959, I was in a movie with Sophia Loren. I met Sophia on the set. I sat there like a moron, 19-year-old kid saying, "Ma come sei bella, Sophia, you're so beautiful." That's all I did for 10 minutes. And she started to laugh. And I'm talking to her in Italian. You know what she said to me? In English, "Your Italian is as bad as my English." She was wonderful. Now, today, I couldn't do Sophia. I couldn't. They wouldn't let it.
So hang on, we got to go back to Stream. Because we only have a few minutes. So Stream, you guys, it's going to be in theaters starting today for the next 4 days.
Yes, today.
So if it's in a theater near you, we need people to support it so it can get a bigger release.
Sounds like a good movie.
David Howard Thornton is also in it, you guys, who's Art the Clown, and Bill Mosley, who's been on our show. So I have the trailer for it real quick. We're going to play it. Let everybody see it.
Good.
So introduce the trailer while we're doing the one that says Stream trailer, please. Introduce it to us, Phil.
There you go, everybody. Stream. It's in theaters right now. Please get your tickets. I'll offer a ticket to Jimmy and Ron right now. If you want to go see it, I'll pay. I'll foot your bill. Enjoy it. It's a great cast.
You're going to fly me to New York?
I'll fly you to New York if you're going to come and watch the show. It's all right.
All right, go ahead. Stream, everybody. Take it easy. Check it out.
Why don't we go away tomorrow? It would do the whole family some good.
Okay, let's do it.
Welcome to the Pines.
This place isn't half bad now, is it?
This inn is about spending quality time with the people that you love, because you never know just how limited that time is.
Showtime! Everything's locked up.
Every door in this damn place is that way.
So we're trapped.
You and I need to figure out what the hell's going on.
Tonight, we are running a game.
Eliminated.
That each of you have unknowingly signed up for when checking in. Our game is a rather unusual one. Double kill. I would be remiss if I didn't welcome our 4 All-Stars. It is now a competition. Style points. 300. More kills equals more points. Creativity counts. Games are as old as the world.
What are you talking about? A game? These are people's lives, for Christ's sake.
You have an audience. Blood on the ground means points on the board. Buckle up. Warm-ups are over, ladies and gents. Let's play ball!
We hope you enjoy your stay here with us as much as we will.
Happy hunting!
I love that line at the end. Happy hunting.
It looks good.
It looks good, and I like it just because we know
Very
so
well
many.
done.
Yeah, I saw everybody that we worked with, and I know in there. So I'm happy you gave them all work. And of course, you know, she's a scream queen of queens.
Felissa.
Felissa is like, nobody screams like Felissa.
I love when I went to a con not long ago, and I said, "Hey, Felissa," and all of a sudden I hear, "What's going on here?" from Terrified. And all of a sudden, as I'm leaving the place, and she knew I was leaving, so I sent somebody over. I said she had a long line. Tell her I left. I didn't want to bother her. All of a sudden, I'm just about out the door. Now, you got to remember, this is a packed place. There's maybe 200 feet between us, and all of a sudden, I hear it like she's in my ear. That I turned around to see if she was next to me. She screams out, "Where you going?" I was like, "Holy!"
Well, she lives in, I don't want to say where, but she has children that she's raising, and those kids. I've talked to Felissa about when she lets them have stop it, they run for the hills. Because you could hear, she lives up in the valley far from Hollywood. When she does stop it, you could hear her in Hollywood.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. She's amazing. I love her. She's so much fun. She's got such a great energy. It's insane.
Well, she's Italian.
There you go. So you guys can follow Phil on Instagram. He's PJ Falcone, self-explanatory.
Falcone.
PJFalcone. Please support all. Go see Stream, you guys. Also, Terrifier 1 and 2. Go watch them again because you're getting ready to see Terrifier 3. And I want to thank you for coming on the show. It's been a big kick for me. I've enjoyed it immensely.
I did too, because I feel like you're my paisano, my
There
friend.
you go. I had a great time. I'm very honored to be on the show.
You're a very warm, nice man, nice guy, a good guy. I would trust you.
Thank you.
And that's
I
big
like that. That means a lot. I hope I exude that. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I hope one day we we meet you.
We'll definitely meet.
Definitely it would be my honor.
Also,
It's a
too,
small world. Brooklyn's a
in
small
October, if you want to get 2 or 3 cast members, we can do an actual Terrifier show. Like we've done it for a bunch of films where the cast just comes in and out to help promote it. So if you want to do that, just let me know and we'll set up a date.
How do you like living in New Jersey? New Jersey's like another world.
Yeah, very, very different from Brooklyn. There's no doubt. It's very, you know what? The neighbors, it's not like a neighborhood like Brooklyn was. Brooklyn, I knew everybody probably in a 2-mile radius. I probably knew every single person. Out here, I'm not even sure who my neighbors are. I'll be honest with you. I know some of them, very nice people. When I first moved out here, we built the house, and the people that were around me built their houses. And, the first nucleus of people that were here, we got along really well, but then most of them moved out. My wife likes it here. I wanted to move, but she likes it here. I'm fine.
Mill Basin still is holding. Mill Basin is still beautiful. I was there not long ago. I mean, if I had a lot, because you have to have a lot of money. If I had a lot of money, I'd buy property on the water in Mill Basin. I'd be living in Brooklyn.
Yeah, my neighborhood changed a lot. It's very different from when I grew up. all my friends, a couple of them stayed, but most of them moved out to Staten Island, which is the progression. I moved out to Staten Island for a year or two, and I was like, I'm not staying here. Couldn't stay.
I used to go to South Beach in Staten Island years ago. South Beach was where all the Sicilians lived in South Beach, and we used to go swimming in that water. Would you believe it?
Yeah, listen. I grew up off of Perfume Bay. We would swim by the beach, but it was part of Perfume Bay, and you didn't want to even touch the water in Perfume Bay.
He always thinks he has immunities because where did you swim when you were little?
East River.
In the East River. They would go swimming in the East River. So he thinks that's
what gave
him his immunities.
We used to call the shit when it floated the meat. Here comes the meat, and we push it away. And knotted condoms that were knotted.
Oh, God.
Push it away. I'm 84 years old.
What did they used to call them? Coney Island starfish or something? Yeah. Coney Island. Yeah.
I'm 84 years old. You know why? I swam in that polluted water.
Nothing could kill you.
And it made my immune system so strong.
We love
I
that.
remember that. And we used to swim naked.
Oh shit! I'll tell you, there's some nasty water in Brooklyn. I can tell you that. You go to these islands. I never went to an island until my adult life, and when I got there, I was like, "Wow, you could see the bottom." Brooklyn, you don't see the bottom. You don't see the top.
In the river, I was off of Brooklyn. The river was. I could have swam to the Statue of Liberty.
All right, we got to go.
Hudson. Oh God.
We got to go. So, Phil, congratulations on everything.
Phil, a pleasure.
We'd love to have you come back and go enjoy your premiere. Congratulations.
And good luck with it. Break a leg. It's going to be a success because you're a success.
Thank you so much, and congratulations on your latest movie. And I got to check out some of these clown movies.
Clown Motel 3, Afangula.
I'm going to check them out. I don't watch many horrors. I'll check them out, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Bye.
Take care, Phil.
All right, you guys. He's great.
What a nice
great guest.
I love Brooklyn people. I'm sorry.
So, you guys, really quick. Our next guest is in the green room. We're going to play a song real quick from her, so everybody gets an idea of what she sounds like, and then we're going to bring her on. Let's play the crazy video. I think Juan, and then you guys will be back in like 3 minutes with our next guest. Alia. Enjoy, everybody.
I barely see you when I need you. You barely want me like you could. You say you're tired, I say me too. If I could lay you down, I would. There we go again. I cry to all my friends. I never have you like I want. Can't say what I meant. I'm scared you run again and won't give me a second thought. You make me crazy lately. Can't find a thought inside my brain. Too hazy. I wait for your call. It makes me crazy, baby. All that I want is you. You make me crazy lately. Can't find a thought inside my brain. Too hazy. I wait for your calls. It makes me crazy, baby. All that I want is you. What makes me want you in the worst way? Why can't you ever call my name? I don't mind the way you hurt me, and to you it's all the same. There I go again. I cry to all my friends. I never have you like I want. Can't say what I meant. I'm scared you run again and won't give me a second thought. You make me crazy lately. Can't find a thought inside my brain. Too hazy. I wait for your call. It makes me crazy, baby. All that I want is you. You make me crazy lately. Can't find
Yay! So let's bring her in, Juan.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Thank you for having me.
Can you turn your? Are you on a phone?
Yes.
Can you turn it sideways, or will it go sideways, or no?
Let's see.
Oh my gosh, you hardly have an accent at all. I expected you to have a really thick accent. There you go.
There
That's
you
good.
go.
Now you match
There you
us.
Let me make myself a little bit. I'm going to be like an old person a little bit with my fingers in front of the camera.
That's
Now we can
okay.
see how pretty
Now we can
you
see
are.
how fabulous you are.
Here we
Pretty and you
go.
can sing, aren't
So
you
now,
lucky?
can you tell me is it Alia?
Yes, you did it perfectly. You're one of the few people that actually pronounced my name perfectly from the first try. So congratulations and thank you.
You know what I did is I did a lot of research, and every time I plugged your name into Google, Aaliyah came up. Always
Right.
comes up. They always think you're spelling it wrong. And then there's another Aaliyah from someplace else near Russia.
Right.
There's a pop singer. And so I did all this research on this other singer. And then I was like looking at it going, I don't think this is right. And so then I like plugged your name in again, and I wrote, singer in Russia. And I found out because like she started singing in 2002. And you didn't start singing until recently, like 2013 or 12 or something. And so I was like, okay, now I got the right one. So I had to make all new notes for you. But let me do an intro for you. Everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, Grammy-winning artist, philanthropist, and journalist, Alia. Yay! Welcome to the show. This is my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Ron Russell.
Now, in Italian, Alia means olive. Would your name be Olive in English, in America, whatever?
In English.
How do you say olive in Russian?
Well, I'm actually was named after my grandma, and the full name is Aleftina, which is the name of one of the saints. And it's a beautiful, very old Slavic name. And if you will look at the meaning, all Slavic names, they have meanings behind them. It would be something pure, something beautiful, something clear, something connected to spirituality. When I came to United States 13 years ago, Aleftina was something very difficult for Americans to pronounce. So I just shortened my name to Alia. Although even back in my native country, people could call me Alia. We have like a little soft L sounds, and we can soften any other consonant. But which kind of close. But Alia, it's my adaptation for American language.
My
So
gosh.
Because
so good.
here in Italy, there's a wonderful pasta, and it's called aglio olio.
right.
So that's why I thought olive. But how do you
No.
say olive in Russian?
Оливки, оливка.
Oliva.
Alivka.
Oliva.
So we have a chat room with people in it. How about if you say hi to everybody in the chat room?
Hey, everybody.
There you go.
You sing in perfect English.
Thank you so much. I work very hard. As much as I'm proud of my roots, I'm very proud where I came from. I cherish my roots, and but when you an artist, when you in entertainment industry, I think it's so important to work a little bit extra to make sure that whatever you're trying to deliver as an artist is heard and understood exactly the way you wanted it to be. So, I mean,
You're not
I did a lot of work.
No, you're not like a normal artist though. Like you have an extremely interesting, backstory. Because I took a bunch of notes. You were born in Russia. You studied music and dance. Then you pursued journalism. You earned a degree from Moscow State University. After you graduated, you got a master's degree in economics from the Moscow State Institute of International Relations. Most like people who become singing artists, they don't do all of that. They just start singing and young, so you were significantly, older.
No, Olga, my friend Olga. Olga was, Olga plays the piano. She
Okay, but
sings.
most pop stars
And
do not.
Olga is a urologist, a woman doctor. What is that? What's I don't
know.
Gynecologist. No. And she's from Russia. One of my very dearest friends who I love. Extremely intelligent, brilliantly educated. And I find that so many Russian people that I have met have phenomenal educations.
Yes.
Wait,
like
did you have to pay
educated.
for all those colleges, or did the government educate you for free?
I got free scholarships. Back where I was entering my university, the first degree you have to get um, regardless, and it's if you pass exams, it's for free. Second degree, I also got for free because at that time I was working in the company that was sort of sponsoring my higher degree. So for me, they were both for free.
So how? Okay, so because you have such an interesting background, and then you got married and you moved to the United States. How did you decide to say, "Hey, I'm not going to be a journalism person so much anymore"? I know you have a philanthropy and you do a bunch of cool stuff, but how did you decide, like, I'm going to try to become a full-time singer? Because that's like a big jump.
Well, for people who do not know me, yes, it does look like a big jump and sometimes can raise couple eyebrows. But for people who know me, I was dreaming about becoming a performer, a singer from the very young age. And while I was a little child, I was participating in every single singer competition. I was writing music, and even while I was working as a journalist very seriously in Russia, I was still pursuing music, just was not performing publicly as often, but I was writing music also all the time. And when I immigrated to United States, it was a big shift, and that was a moment when I had a serious talk with myself and decided that I really would like seriously pursue careers as a musician and achieve whatever dreams I wanted to achieve. So that was kind
Where do
of,
you live in the United States? Are you in California?
yes, I'm
We
in
are.
California, in Los Angeles.
Okay, we're in Palm Springs,
Oh,
so
good,
so
close.
we're close.
Now, I don't want to get political because we don't, but I have to. Um, Russia is basically a communist system, correct?
No, not really, Ron. I mean, that's I would say the common misconception about Russia, especially from people from older generation, because that's how we were raised. Like even if you will talk with my parents, they will tell you, "Oh my gosh, actually, when I was immigrating to America, that was very funny. My parents didn't get it. They're like, how you can go to this evil country? I mean, it's an evil country." That's how they were taught when they were in their prime. No, there is nothing from communism left in Russia anymore. Moreover, the Communist Party that's still present in the parliament, it's in a minority. And sometimes during the election, you can see people voting for that. But even the people in the Communist Party, they don't remember what their ideas are. So it's more some, I don't know, some stereotype vision of Russian Federation that didn't still kind of
That's still
dissolved after Soviet Union collapsed. Russia these days is very far away from communism. It's more totalitarian country, I would say.
that's cool.
Very strict.
Because my parents were socialists, which were
Right.
communists. During the 1930s, with the Depression here,
You should let him know, yeah, because he's 84, so
Yeah,
he's
I'm
going back a
84.
long time.
my mother and father were definitely communists because they fought for Social Security, home relief, all the benefits, because America didn't have any of that. And if you fell ill, you died because there was no way to eat or be. So America was in a bad way. So my parents fought for socialism to come to this country so that they would have the benefits, the unions, and taking care of the poor. Today, communism in this country has a whole different meaning. It's become evil and terrible because it wants to destroy what America stands for. Now, you coming from Russia have to be torn between, because I'm sure you love being here and you love the fact that we have everything and we're spoiled. And in Russia, people work very hard for everything. Am I correct?
I don't feel like Americans don't work hard to achieve their dreams. I guess it's very dependent on the environment where you grew up and type of person you are.
I agree.
Um, I did feel like I was able to achieve my dreams as a musician more easily here in America because of the specific of music industry. In Russia, it was way more politicized and just difficult and so dependent on so many different factors. And we still have things like sexism in Russia or patriarchy when for female it's very difficult to break through if you don't have support in any way, like powerful men or
Right.
huge amount of money. So in this case, I actually felt like it was easier for me to be here, to work here. Um,
You know,
and
you've accomplished something that, I mean, so okay, so when did you see? I think I wrote down that your first album was released in 2019. You
right,
came here in 2012, I think, or 2000,
But how
2012.
easy was it coming here for you? Because my friend Olga, she had a radio show in Russia,
right.
and she politically was against the politics of Russia, and they frightened her so that she ran away from Russia and came to this country as a refugee.
Oh, wow.
Her opinion of Russia is entirely different than yours.
Also, though, there's a big age difference between Olga.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, there is. She's like in her 70s. And
No, Olga's not. My Olga's in her 70s.
yes.
God, she's magnificent. I thought she was like 50,
No,
40.
My goodness.
Oh my God, she's
lived here.
gorgeous.
She's been here for like 20 something
Olga
years.
is 70?
She's older. She's not. They're not at
Are
the
you
same.
kidding
Yeah,
me?
no, I'm not kidding.
I'm
you.
not sure
Yeah,
Olga is
we had
happy.
You Russians,
discussing her age.
Russians do not age.
You guys don't age.
You guys don't age. She's magnificent. I have no idea that. No, Olga's not.
Anyway,
70.
let's keep going on. Let's keep going because
I wish we had a picture to pull up of her.
My point being, though, that
Oh.
you haven't really been doing, even if you've been doing it for 10 years, here in the United States, to be on an album that wins a Grammy, number one, that's a
big
the
deal.
number one
That's a
thing that
very,
everybody
very-
aspires to, and you've already done
Yes.
it. And then I listened to all your videos that you have on your YouTube page.
And you can sing. You can sing.
I watched all of your videos, and basically, every song that you've done in some way has something to do with making the world a better place. Like you don't have any videos that are talking about, guys and money and like what everybody else sings about. Like everything has a positive message trying to make the world a better place.
The videos are not trash.
Yeah,
a lot of
they're very
videos
good.
are trashy. Sexy, hanging out, turning on the men. Your videos are intelligent. And
Thank you,
that
Brian.
thing I just saw was wonderful.
Oh, she's got a new song.
You're gorgeous. I love the platinum hair. I love the way you sing. I love the whole moves of it. It was class. And class sells. Remember that. Trash sells for the moment, but class lasts forever.
That's
And
very
I
sweet of
thought
you to say.
that's a
Ron.
very
Thank you.
classy video.
So you have a
It's very
song, a new
classy.
single. First of all, you have a bunch of songs. American Beauty was a very popular song. I also, your first album was called 10 Years of Solitude. After that, you started working with Bill Schnee, who's the Grammy Award-winning engineer for Steely Dan on a song. You worked with him, which Steely Dan means like the greatest, like one of the greatest.
I love
ever.
Steely
We're
Dan.
old, so Steely Dan's a big deal for
Big
us.
deal, Steely Dan. Love them.
And then you have a new single, Hope, which is actually beautiful. And I follow you on Instagram too. You guys, if you want to follow Alia on Instagram, it's alia.mickelson. Is that how you pronounce it?
Michelson.
Michelson. Michaglson. So it's alia.michelson. And on TikTok, she's alia.the.artist. I followed you on everything.
Thank you.
Now, a little
No,
bit
wait,
of-
let me finish.
Oh,
So she's got this new song, Hope, you guys. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful song. It's a ballad. I wrote down that it urges people to focus on what brings us together rather than what separates us, and to offer a beacon of light and a message of solidarity. And you just released this really recently, right?
Yes, it's a new song, beautiful song. It had so much meaning for me. One of the most effortless song I've ever written, but it's so meaningful. And there is a beautiful story with this song by itself. When we released it, I posted a message on social media asking my followers to find something beautiful, optimistic around them, do little random act of kindness and post on the social media, tag their friends, and sort of make this movement of doing something good. And I was so surprised and actually so overjoyed with how many people participated, and it's still going on. I mean, Jimmy, following me on TikTok. Right now, it's mainly on TikTok. I see a lot of movements on YouTube as well. I hope Instagram will jump as well to this movement. It was like, I think to this day, we have about probably 20K of people participating. This is how many videos made, how many good things people done to their friends, to their loved ones. And it really beautiful addition to this song. It kind of aligns with this idea that I have about the music and about art, when it's not just for entertainment, it's not just for, as you mentioned, around, being sexy or just, turning something on and off. It's about something bigger. It's about evoking some bigger feelings within yourself. It's about thinking who we are. It's about uniting us. And I think like this song Hope that right now out there, it's a beautiful example of that. And I have
I think
more
so.
records coming out, and hopefully we hope to announce very soon partnership with one big foundation that song Hope will support. So it will add to this beautiful idea.
Do you know the most gorgeous girl in Hollywood? Her name is Eugenia Kosmina.
Yeah, I think they do know each other.
She's from
Yes, we do.
I adore her. I love her. She is the most elegant, beautiful.
She's been on the show a bunch of times.
The first time I met her, my mouth fell open. And I said, you are so beautiful. I couldn't breathe from her. She is absolutely the Grace Kelly of, so you know Eugenia.
Yes, you know how I know that? As I was on your Instagram, because Eugenia and I follow each other. You know, they always show you people who like your posts,
right,
that you have in common. And so I actually wrote that down, that you knew Eugenia.
I did an interview up at Sue Wong's Malibu house with Eugenia, and we had the best fun on that interview. She's married to a very important man, very powerful man, who was afraid to give her any work because she might become very famous and leave him.
He's speculating on that.
No, I know it. This guy is so jealous of her because she's
so gorgeous.
She's absolutely as beautiful. I mean, you're beautiful also. You Russian girls are very beautiful. Olga is a lovely woman. 70 years old.
I don't know how old she is. Just
no, she's not 70.
Well, I know he's in the late 70s.
He's old. But
anyway, I want to go back to her. So first of all, I want to play the single Hope for everybody. I want people to hear what it sounds like. So Juan, we're going to do the one that says the Hope video, and I want you to just say who you are and introduce it, and then hang on. We're going to play the video for everybody to see, and then we'll be right back.
My name is Alia. I'm a singer-songwriter, and right now we will listen to my newest single, Hope.
Perfect.
Through the longest nights when hope is out of your sight, in the darkness when the world seems so cold, you feel like all is lost and you are all alone. There's a place for you to belong. Let me help you find a way to believe. I'll say I'll be your hope. I will be your dream, shining in the dark, there for you to see. I'll be your hope. I will be your dream, like a beacon in the night. I'll forever sing. I'll be your hope. There is a guiding light in the night to help you when the fighting voices say you can't go on. There's a brighter day ahead of you. I know it will come. Don't give up, you must hold on. Let me help you find a way. I will pray for you and say, I'll be your hope. I will be your dream, shining in the dark, there for you to see. I'll be your hope. I will be your dream, like a beacon in the night. I'll forever sing. I'll be your hope. Through despair and the tears, through highs and lows, I will bring you peace that fills your heart with joy. I'll be your hope. I will be your dream, shining in the dark, there for you to see. I'll be your hope. I will be your dream, like a beacon in the night. I'll forever sing. I'll be your hope.
Now, this song,
Gorgeous. I love
hang
it.
on, hang on.
Thank you.
This song is so necessary today.
Absolutely. I'm
Necessary.
so thankful for this remark. This
Oh,
is was
really?
my feeling when
In,
actually the way I created the song, I was listening to the news. Everything was bad, like everything was falling apart, and I just said to myself, something's got to change. And I started from myself. I felt like I really wanted to come to the studio, write a song, get the message out. That was my answer to all the chaos and all the uncertainties that we experience
uh,
as a
the mess
human.
that
So
we're in. This is inspirational. The
thank
lyrics
you.
are absolutely mesmerizing because they make you feel that there's hope in this crazy world that we live in
I
today.
Thank you
love
so
it.
much.
I love it. I think it's
I think it's
fantastic.
beautiful, and your voice, not for anything, but I could fell asleep.
Oh my
It's like
goodness.
a mother. It's
Well,
like a
that's a good
mother
thing. I love
lullabying
it.
her
The
child.
relaxation.
It is
Very relaxing.
it is
Yes.
so soothing that I could actually just feel like that. It's
Chat room
wonderful.
loved it.
I
Everybody
love
in the
your
chat.
song. I
Everybody in the chat
really
room loved
love
it.
your song. I love your voice, and I think I love you a little. You're very sweet. Now listen,
You're
you have a
very
husband.
sweet
You have
too.
a husband who's a doctor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's good. You're married well. I'm glad.
No, and you have a big philanthropy. So you guys,
Wait. How many kids?
Oh, well, what would you guess?
What?
what would you
What would
guess?
you guess?
2,
No, I
3. Okay. Oh, so just like I think Eugenia has 3 too. Don't you?
Eugenia has 3.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you guys, if you go
You're
to
very lovely. I have to say that I'm impressed with foreign people. I find Americans today are quite common, loud, vulgar, dressed terribly, and not the Americans that we were 40 years ago or 30 years ago. There was a time when the American women set the fashion for the world. Everybody wanted to be Grace Kelly, Rita Hayworth, or all the beautiful movie stars. Today, the young people, if they emulate what's famous, they look like crap. They have tattoos all over, earrings, nose things, weird. It's not a woman anymore.
everything's ripped.
It's not, and
He likes
looking,
your elegance a
no, well,
lot.
she's
You guys
normal.
hilarious.
You're normal looking. You're beautiful, and you're normal.
So wait, let me go back to this. So you guys, first of all, if you want to see more, you first of all you can just plug her name in YouTube and you can see, because she's got a bunch of great videos, a bunch of great songs. You definitely want to see the American Beauty video. You can also go to aliaofficial.com if you want to find more about all the things that she does, because she has a huge philanthropy. You can go to aliamickelson.org and see all about her background and her philanthropy that she does. The American Beauty, that was kind of like your first hit, right?
Yes, yes. And it's funny because, you know, the Ron just started this conversation about the Americans and what he thinks America is becoming. So, one of the things that I'm very passionate about is to uplift voices of immigrant females, because this is where I come from. And I strongly believe that the immigration, and I don't want to go political over here at all. I want to kind of people try to hear me from the emotional perspective. I do feel immigration, that's something that could help America to hold on for that American dream idea and actually keep it pure, keep it real. Because people like me, we see America is a beautiful country where you can make your dream come true. I came here to fulfill my ambitions, my dreams. I created a family here. Millions and millions of talented females and male come every day. They see America as something brilliant and shiny, and they come here with all the best. Only the best people come to this country. So this song American Beauty, it was my attempt to sort of talk and start this conversation on a positive note, to show the immigration from the perspective of the real stories, real people. And I co-directed this video myself, and you can see the real success stories of females throughout the video. And you can see the stories when people come from nothing and becoming something. And I have actually the beautiful story to add to that. You know, this Russian-Ukrainian conflict that unwrapping sadly in front of my eyes, it's very personal to me, because my childhood was in Ukraine. My grandma is Ukrainian and was in Russia. So when the conflict started, I went to the Mexican border and I took two Ukrainian families that I brought to my house. They lived with me for 6 months, and two of these families became very, very successful here in Los Angeles with their respectable businesses. And I'm so proud of them. That's another um, evidence, you know, of how beautiful that could be, how beautiful when we unite, how wonderful when we listen to ourselves and give hope to others and hope to ourselves, helping others.
I also
I
wrote down.
agree. But we have a wonderful friend who her father is very wealthy. She's Canadian. She's beautiful. She's an actress. And she's having a hell of a time coming into this country. She is respectable, doesn't have a police record. She's not a hooker. She's a lovely, decent human being, okay? Having great difficulty coming into this country. Yet they've opened the borders and they're letting in rapists, murderers, and criminals. And now they want to give them Social Security, hotels, telephones. I don't understand my country anymore. Now you're letting in anything. And this decent, beautiful human being can't get in. Two friends of mine, a famous movie producer and his husband, German, had a difficult time getting a visa and a green card to come into this country legally. This is my objection to America. You make it easy for garbage, but you don't make it easy for the decent people that bring culture, education. And I'm not saying all the people coming in are garbage. I should refrain from that. What I'm saying is the criminals that we know about are garbage.
I agree with you, Ron. But the thing is, you know, you have to sort of divide and distinguish people from politics. And all I'm talking about people, even when we talk about politicized subject like immigration, I still try to remind people that there is like souls behind that. There are real people, real stories behind that, and the immigration policy should change in this country. And I, as the former immigrant, can tell you that for sure, because it doesn't make any sense when you come to the country and you have to wait for 7, 8, 9 months to receive your social security or approval for you to go to work. How are you supposed to survive for these 8 months? I mean, obviously, the immigration law, by the way, in this country did not change for the last 100 years. So of course, the immigration changed, the consequences changed.
You're
People
right.
move so frequently right now. It's a political question. But my job as an artist, remind people that we have to stay truly to who we are. Do not get drawn to the right or to the left. You remember who you are. You remember that
That's
you have
right.
hope within yourself. Give hope to each others. This is, in my opinion, as a foreigner and as a new American, should be the new American dream. Give hope. Do something.
So everybody, you should check out the song "American Beauty." Check out the video; it's a beautiful video, and basically the message of the video is to stay true to your roots, be proud of who you are, be thankful for whatever life brings to you. It's, again, like I said at the beginning, all of your songs, have hope and trying to make a world a better place, messages in them, and I think that's one thing that is going to help your success and also sets you apart from every other artist on the planet, because hardly anybody does that. And so the fact that you're coming here and you're trying to give back to the world, I think is very admirable and beautiful. And I think that you're doing a great job.
She comes from a culture that is incredible. I mean, the Russian culture, the art, the paintings, the ballet, the music, the composers. I mean, this country is not a third world country.
No, I know.
This is a very important, intelligent country, as is Italy and other European countries of Europe. What I'm talking about is what fear we have, that we have people coming in our country now who are enemies of America. They are our enemy, and they want to hurt us, and they will eventually hurt us by blowing up things or by doing sabotage.
So we're gonna
You know
wrap
what I
it
mean?
up.
So this is my point. The decent, good people from all over the world that are valuable have a hard time coming in, but they're letting in just anybody. And I'm vocal about it. I'm not going to hide. I'm vocal. And if I could make it work where people start to understand that we must have borders, we must not let in the wrong people. We must let people in like Alia.
Absolutely.
And give her easy entry. Was it hard getting in and becoming?
For me?
Yes.
Well, I was very fortunate, actually have, I would say, a relatively easy story, because when I was coming into this country, I was coming in knowing that I will be creating a family with my future husband. So my story was not terrible, but I know countless stories when it was very difficult, especially for the people from creative spaces like artists, musicians, photographers, models, actresses. This is difficult, and not just from the documents perspective, but there's a lot of things in there. If you will look at the Hollywood, even from the job perspective, like I was randomly came across some video on Instagram yesterday when some lady was talking about that. Didn't you notice that like all the evil people in the movies are Russians, but for whatever reason, even these people played by American actors and with like a very strange accent that doesn't represent even Russian accent at all.
You're right.
So,
No, you're right about that.
I mean, even if you
I never thought about
misrepresent,
that until you brought it up. I would have never thought about that until you just brought that up. But hold on, because I'm sorry, we're actually out of time.
Oh no!
So you guys, please
my
listen
goodness.
to Alia. Follow her on Instagram. Follow her on TikTok.
And buy her music.
Buy her music. You've been a pleasure, and you're
You
a
are so
talented
charming.
artist.
You are the most
Thank you.
ladylike.
It was wonderful chatting with you guys. You're hilarious. I had a wonderful time.
Thank you so much.
You're absolutely charming.
So we'll see you
Thank you.
soon, and best
Bye.
of luck in everything. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. We had a great show. We really enjoyed it. Hope you guys did too, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Can turn out to be
We in the mix, yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go, the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. So come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes, download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.